traffic laws. I am allowed to park there. It is the transportation code. If you don't know it, I will send you the exact code.
I know the transportation
Okay,
code.
so I am allowed to park there. I'm allowed to stop there.
You're allowed to stop, but not park in a
But I was
roadway.
stopped. I was in park. And I'm allowed to, where I was, I am just telling you where I was, I am allowed to stop there. It's in the transportation code. It's there, black and white. It's there, black and white. You can ask captain or lieutenant. Is it Rowan? Rowan is his name?
You're talking about Lieutenant O.
Okay, yeah, but I sent him the transportation code.
I understand you saying the transportation code,
It's
and I
there.
listened to the conversations between you and him as well when I reviewed it.
Okay, are you saying, is it your point, or is it your view that I'm not allowed to stop where I was stopped?
Okay, can you park there?
I wasn't parked, I was stopped.
Okay, let me go print the code for you and I'll be right back. I'm going to leave this door open.
Yes.
Because it auto locks.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave it just like that.
Yes.
So there's two sections. There's a second section. Basically does not apply to this at all. Yeah, well 301 and 302 are all part of the same stop standard.
Yes. Standing.
It's right here.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, you have yours.
No, I'm going to highlight it for both of you.
Okay, go ahead.
So basically,
Section are you reading? 301.
yes. So under section 1, talking about the main travel part of the highway. However, your contention is that there was an open lane to the left.
Yes, see, that's clear. Black and white.
Okay. But you have to apply the real world to this. I'm asking if you're saying the way you were stopped meets section 2.
Yes.
Okay. And you're saying there was at least 200 feet between them. Is that correct?
Wait.
Okay. There's an and here. And the vehicle is in clear view for at least 200 feet in each direction. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Apply.
Sufficient for one to apply. That's it. To drive the first person. go tomorrow, if I go and I stop there or park there, they can approach me and talk to me if they want to, because it's a free country. But they cannot come and be threatening with citation when the law says I can park there and I can stop there. I'll just there, I can ride.
And we're back to he did not take an enforcement action. And the threat of the citation isn't an enforcement action. So, give me 5 minutes. I'm going to sit down and talk to the chief, and I'll be right back.
Okay, so like you're trying to justify everybody's mistake. That's how I feel.
No, sir, we took it
Okay, I don't want to
against the
know about
dispatcher.
it. I don't want to know about it. I'm just, the only reason I brought it up here is to let you know why I made a official
We will
complaint.
have you in writing a written response, and it'll basically say that we reviewed all the videos, and that we met with Officer Mendoza, and there was two things he could have handled differently, which was, like I said, seek medical attention for you, and the fact that he threatened it, was I can write you a ticket, which, according to district law, he's not able to do that. And
This is one of the things that I tried to intimate, tried to bring forward to Lieutenant Ronnie, and he wasn't receptive.
I understand.
He wasn't receptive, and I told him that. See, I'm not scared of any police officer. I told him that, and this is the problem with policing, where lieutenant supervisors, instead of them to take a decisive action, seems to think their role is to protect the officer. This is not something that rises to the level of a fireable offense. I told him that. I told him all these things. But still, it's obvious that the officer is out there and he doesn't comprehend the law that he's supposed to enforce. You understand? And so obviously, I went into the trouble and get the transportation code. I know he has it. Then I say, look, this is the transportation code. It's obvious to me that this officer is not understanding that. So it's something that when you do your morning training, whatever, you bring it up and say, look, people need to do this.
Gotcha.
You understand? Yeah.
And we'll get you a written response detailing all that information.
So if I don't come here, and this is why people don't come and file a report. You understand? Because, no, let me just finish this, because this is what I have said. At every step, everybody I have dealt with, their first reaction, knee-jerk reaction, is to protect the officer.
I got you. But I will tell you that we did counsel him and provide him with the same information.
That may be true, but I never got an outcome.
I got you.
And then they accused me of not filling the form. When I drove another 30 minutes back to fill the form.
I got you. So
Well,
we
the
will.
one I've got is first, but we will take care of it.
We will have your written response in the mail tomorrow.
That will
Okay.
Yes.
And if I can inject one other small thing, and we can please let me
Finish.
So one of the problems is in our department politics, the supervisor review and the internal affairs review is labeled internal affairs. It's an old term, okay, that's a legacy term that's been around a long time. In most agencies now, they've changed that term from internal affairs to professional standards. Our dispatchers have not heard that before because we use internal affairs. There was an error on the part of someone who's not part of the police department who put the professional standards label on the website. Okay. So as soon as that complaint first started, okay, I immediately got involved and I made sure that dispatcher was counseled about it. I made sure dispatch as a whole was made aware that if anybody wants to make a complaint of any kind, we don't care what they call it, you provide them with the form and it goes the normal path. We also addressed it with the company that does the city's website, and they're going to modify that to make it correct. The dispatcher sending you to City Hall was wrong. We dropped the ball on that seriously. Okay?
I get that you're making that. I appreciate it.
No. I'm telling you, we messed up on that.
It's all right. I
And
didn't
we
make any
addressed
issue
it too.
about it.
I know, but I'm telling you, we took care of business there too.
I get that part, but I didn't make anything. I assume that the dispatch could have been new. He didn't know or whatever. That's why I came in person to do it. That's why.
Well, I appreciate you bringing this to our attention. We did address it with Mendoza, and we'll put that in writing to you tomorrow. We'll put it in the mail, and we'll ensure that. And we did talk about this at another training with our whole police department.
So when we come and make a complaint, personally, I have had interactions. I don't really have too many interactions with police.
Sure.
Right? I was arrested a couple of months ago. A false arrest, which I'm looking at video. This is an aside for you to get what I'm coming from. Police officer is transporting me to the magistration on a one-way road, made a left turn onto a one-way road and drive in the opposite direction. And I called him out. It's on the video. I know the street because I live here.
This is in Corpus?
Yes, in
Okay.
Corpus.
Okay.
I also lived here on Moore Avenue before.
Yes, sir.
I lived here before I built that. And when he did it. And then you look at me and say, no, he didn't do it. You're insulting my intelligence, and then you want me to respect you? No.
Yeah.
I'll curse you because you're insulting my intelligence. I didn't go to school for it to insult my intelligence. It's there, right? No, I'm not saying you. I'm just making a
No,
joke.
but I'm saying you're very well spoken,
right?
You're obviously intelligent,
Right.
educated. So one thing I'll tell you that came into contention here, if we can have a real conversation.
Yeah,
about it.
listening, yes.
Okay. So the biggest problem with this, from the officer's perspective,
Yes.
okay, is right there. It's that word.
Yes.
Okay. I understand your perspective, and you can ask the chief. I communicated it clearly to him. The curbing there prevented you from practically leaving the road in the type of vehicle you were in.
So the why we're discussing that?
Okay, no, but you need to understand that this practical, 150 feet up the road is a safe place to leave the travel part of the roadway. Okay? Very short distance from where you're at, you could have gotten off of the travel part of the roadway. So, here's my point. This is what is being, I guess, differential of opinion. However, by the letter of the law, you are correct, okay? And that's something that we did talk to Mendoza about, okay? Because the argument from Mendoza's perspective, okay, what his reasoning was at the time, and he's told his reasoning was flawed, okay? He's been counseled by the chief, by the lieutenant, and me, okay? Is that practical doesn't necessarily mean it's up the road. It means where the car is stopped is practical to leave the roadway. And taking into consideration the type of the vehicle and the type of curbing to get over makes this fit. Okay? He did not properly apply that to begin with, but he neither did he issue the citation because he couldn't properly apply it. And I think part of the situation was the frustration in the conversation on both parties, yours and his both. Okay?
Again, I don't know how to say. I don't have a tendency of sugarcoating stuff.
Well, I understand that, sir.
Right?
But
if I told him, if I tell him something and he keep pushing the subject, well, I have to tell him the alternative. If I answered you yes the first time and he keep asking, obviously you don't want yes, so I'll tell you no.
Yeah.
That's the logical conclusion.
But again, we addressed it with him because of this. Regardless of how your side of the conversation goes, his has to remain professional. His has to remain
I get that part. So
and
anyway,
that's why we
just bouncing around the issue. My issue here is, and I still believe that it has nothing to do with you. I know police hate me. That's fine. I've not had too many interactions with qualified police. I'll tell you that. All the command in the Corpus Christi police, I talk to them. If I see something wrong with the police, I'll go to the command. I don't go to the police. I know Captain Frazier, Lieutenant Garcia, Binswell, all these people, I talk to them. I go there and I talk to them. Right? I said, this is why your people are doing this wrong. We've got to fix it. You understand? So, there should be the practical. Here, practical has nothing to do with the police interpretation. Practical is the driver. Because what I perceive as practical, what he perceives, is every driver has to make a decision based on his perception, not the perception of the other driver. That's what this law means. Not what the police think is practical to go 1 mile down the road. That's not what it means.
Well, it shouldn't have even got this far. If he stopped you and you said you were stopped for
He didn't even stop.
If he pulled up and talked to you and you said you were there for a medical issue, he should have called EMS to help you. That should have been in the story.
Exactly. And when he pushes, that's why I asked him, well, you expect me to go on the road in that condition?
Exactly.
Then he says I'm being rude.
I got you. But
anyway, so
we
I don't want to take you off your time. This should not involve you. If they had